And welcome to this edition of the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Coach, tough game on Friday night against Coalfield.
Well, we knew coming in, knew ever since it was scheduled that was a really strong Coalfield team, and coming back with that. I actually found out they had 21 seniors, and that's a team that went, almost state championship last year. So we knew it was going to be a tough opponent, but, I was pleased with our kids' fight. And the only disappointing thing in a close matchup like that, and I really feel like that's a team that we're capable of going down the wire with. You just can't make mistakes, and we had 2 fumbles and too many penalties that just really killed us. So, it is what it is, but we're going to learn a lot from that game.
We'll take a look at that game, plus look ahead to this week's first region game of the season, the Grundy County Yellow Jackets, right after this.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal Housing Lender Member FDIC.
Back here on the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show, and Coach, come out, Coalfield lived up their expectations. They come out throwing the football. First series, nothing but throwing the football.
Well, honestly, they put it together, run and throwing. They had a lot of yards of offense against us, running the ball and throwing the ball. And just a really good, solid football team. And I was very disappointed, honestly. I think we could have moved the ball even better. We had some, just mental mistakes in our blocking, and had the 2 turnovers. One of them we were, headed in. It was a play started at about the 16-yard line and had a counter trap and a hole opened up, but just mishandled the handoff. And just got ourselves behind the 8 ball. Go in at half down 14 and really could have easily been a 7-7 football game at that point, but go on down 14. But just really, really pleased with the way the offense was led down the field. We mixed it up, pass, run, went down, scored, got 14-7. Opened the third quarter, and we had life right then, and our kids kept fighting and ended up getting behind again and coming back again. 20-28 ball game. In reality, they scored late, but we had to try the onside kick and have a chance, and so there was opportunities there. Even though I felt like we did the things that we couldn't do to help a good football team out. Now, if we can get that taken care of and continue to improve, then we can see those games like that going our way.
And, of course, their quarterback lived up to the hype.
Oh, yeah. He's as good a quarterback as you'll see in high school. And honestly, they're 2 offensive tackles. Those 2 guys are as good of blockers as you're going to see. You've got college-level right tackle that are not as good as number 59 was, and he was an exceptional player, and they used him a lot of ways. But it's as good a quarterback as we're going to see, in my opinion.
Coach, we mentioned the players living up to expectations. What about Josiah Headings the other night? What a game he had!
Well, he got in the third quarter. He intercepted one, took it about 60-something yards for a touchdown, and they come out opening the third quarter. He gave us the field position. They come out with a hard swib kick, and boom, he takes it on the bounce and runs a couple of guys over and gets us field position. We're in 35 going in, and so 2 huge plays by him set up points. One he scored on with the interception, and the other one was getting us field position. So, we got 14 points out of that. But again, those are plays that as a young guy that's not, or a guy that's not played much football, they'll just hustle plays and just being in the right place and being a football player. And he's aggressive, and real proud of what he did. And again, those 2 mistakes they made with the interception going to Josiah and then the kick and him being able to snag it quick led to points. Well, on the other side of that, our 2 turnovers led to 14 points for them. and then we had a busted assignment early in a man-to-man coverage, and basically our dog was supposed to be in man-to-man because our safety was cheating over to their favorite receiver, number 10, and he didn't lock on man-to-man and gave them an easy touchdown. And that's kind of quarterback. When he sees a breakdown in coverage, he's going to get it. So those things, like I said, we fix those things and continue to make the plays we're making. Good things are going to happen, but we've got to clean up our mistakes. And, I take personally responsible for some mistakes on defense, just the fact that I think went in the game trying to do too much, and our kids were thinking instead of reacting, so we're going to fix that.
Coach, also the other night, a lot of penalties. You had several penalties, and your kicking game struggled just a bit as far as PATs.
Well, we've got to do a better job in handling their snaps. We had snaps going to be up and down a little bit, but two of them I felt like we should have just boom got them on the block. So we got to work on that. The penalties, the first hold that they called on Daedric Phillips when Landrick Lefew scrambled for a first down, it don't exist. It didn't happen. I'd let any official look at the film and find it. The guy they threw it on was Daedric Phillips, and he did not hold it. It was a great, just solid form block, exactly how you're supposed to do it, hands inside, no holding, nothing, just a good offensive block. But Cofield's sideline did a good job calling for that guy. But you can't blame it on officiating either, because we got a call down on the goal line, which the head official, like you said, he signals touchdowns. They meet and take a touchdown away from Cofield. So, we can't do that. But the ones that beat us were a couple guys just making knucklehead plays, standing over someone after a tackle like you've done something, Go back to the huddle. Celebrate with your teammates. Be smarter than that. And had two face masks in crucial times where, honestly, we were just tackling high, not using good form. And we have to, as a staff, we have to demand that those things not happen. We've got to tackle where we're supposed to be tackling. We've got to make smart plays. And when we make a great play on defense, we need to get back with our team and, celebrate it, be excited about it, but don't do the dumb stuff. And this is about my third week of talking about that. And, there's some guys that if they don't change that, I may be talking about it, but it won't be them doing it.
Coach, they say what don't kill you and make you stronger. Seeing a quarterback in a team like Cofield, that's got to be something your team's not going to see the rest of the season, but it's something they can really build with.
Well, we're going to see good quarterbacks. Livingston's always throwing the ball, good quarterback. Upperman the last couple of years, same thing. Smith County, they're running a lot of multiple stuff. So we're going to see some good quarterbacks, but I don't think we're going to see that caliber quarterback. I mean, he's a cool customer. He knows, takes his time in the pocket. He feels comfortable in his pocket. He knows his offensive line are going to pick up blitzes and stuff for him. Lord knows we came after him, and they picked him up. And he just sits in there, and if he gets that kind of time, he's going to pick teams alive. And then when it did break down, he's got the wheels and ability to run the football. He rushed for over 100 yards. So just a good all-around athlete and football player.
Coach, any injuries from this one?
No, we didn't have any injuries. We've got a few bruises, and I think all of us would like to go back and make some changes and do some things different in the game. But like you said, the big thing is we study the film and learn from it.
Well, the Dragons inter-region play this week, and it's a long road trip to Grundy County. We'll take a look at the Yellow Jackets when we come back.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Well, this week it's region action for the Dragons, and Coach, you go to Grundy County, a long trip, a tough team.
They're an improved team. They've got some coaching changes. Chad Barter, who used to be at Cannon County and then Sequatchie County's head coach. I think he got that Georgia fever, went over there for a little while. He's back as an assistant for him, and he's helping with the offense. And they're running some double wing and wing T stuff, and look to be improving. East Hickman beat them the first game, and then the second game they beat Eastside Harding, and it was you can see improvement on their team. They're a better Grundy County team than they have been the last couple of years. So we've got to get ready for what they do. They're a double wing, and they'll also get in the eye and the power eye and come right at you, and then 6-2 on defense and some 4-3. So they're going to mix it up, so we've got to be ready up front.
What you got to do to move the ball against them?
Stay on our blocks, make the right blocks. We had too many busted assignments Friday night as far as what our tackles are supposed to do in certain plays, and we've got to look at that, and we've got to understand that there's times when, because of alignment, that we just need to down block and look to kick out the end man. We're an off tackle team, and we run a lot of counters and misdirection, and on our misdirection stuff, we was letting penetration keep our guard and tackle from pulling, and then and blocks that we've been making, even in the scrimmages, and I don't know, we just their alignment was in a 50. On most films, so we spent most of our time in 50, and they come out in a 40 slant, and it threw our linemen off, and they're young, and we can expect that early on, but they've seen odd fronts and even fronts now, so now it's time where they've got to step up and take responsibility and get their blocks.
Coach, just give us some numbers from Grundy County to look for.
Number 3 is their quarterback. He's not a real big kid, but he seems to be pretty athletic. What I've seen on film, he makes good decisions. 25's their fullback, little quick guy, reminds me of Sammy Gibson that played for me back several years ago. Their number 4 wingback, he's more their scat back, gets outside, runs the ball pretty well. In the receiving core, they don't really have, and this is something that is not a really good thing, but he don't have really a certain target he wants to go to, so he's sharing the football. He's hit 45 the tight end on a drag. He's hit his outside receiver number 12, so he's making good reads, and so those are the guys really to look out for more on offense.
What about on the defensive side of the ball?
Two good, pretty decent inside linebackers, number 35 and 25, play pretty well downhill. Their defensive end on our right side, their left side, I think he's one of those guys that I think this is his first year playing as a senior, and he's pretty solid defensive end. He seems to make the right reads, and not a bad football player. And then inside they've got a little quick guy. If you remember the 09-010 season when Coach Brown was here and they went to the 4th round, there was the little Royson boy was down there in a one technique, and he gave people fits with his quickness. So they've got a guy down there on film. He's at least 3 times on film shot that gap and grabbed that quarterback's foot and made a tackle before he could even get out from under center. So we got to be ready at center and guard position of taking care of that. Anybody that has played center will tell you, a big center that's great. We can handle that all night long. But when you put that a big nose guard, for a center, it's easy to handle. But when you put that little quick guy in there and you start shooting him, that's when you got your work cut out for you that night. So our center and our guards are going to have to do a good job.
Coach, it's the first region game of the year. Of course, a lot of games still left to play. You need at least 2 to get in the playoffs. It'd be great to get started with that first one on Friday night.
Oh, absolutely. And again, I don't like this playoff system. I never have. I think it needs to go back where your top 2 teams go to the playoffs. And, you look at 6A football right now, everybody in 6A football goes to the playoffs. Now, how's that a playoff, and that's not my call. TSSAA takes care of that. But, I'm still old-fashioned. I think your top two teams ought to go. But to look at it, winning 2 games, and you could win 2 region games and be 2-8 and make the playoffs. I don't see the point in that. But again, you've got to start off in your region. You want to be 1-0 in the region. You know, to win them all, you got to start with the first one. And I felt like we started off the first game of the season with a great win. And like I said, you know, half teams are going to be 1-0 and half's going to be 0-1. And this now region play is going to start for most all of our region. And again, somebody's going to be 1-0 and somebody's going to be 0-1. One of our goals that we had set was to win all our home games. So we got, you know, we disappointed in that goal. We didn't reach it, but we still got to go and fight and try to win the rest of them.
Coach, I know it's a very long trip to Grundy County, but we need a lot of fans to come on down there.
We do, and you know, the turnout the first two home games have been awesome. It's tremendous crowds, and you know, if you were here Friday night, we didn't win that game, but you saw an exciting back and forth fighting football team, both sides, both teams getting after it, and you know, our kids never quit. They come roaring back, and like I said, got back in the ball game. So you know, they're playing good football. We just got to iron out and clean up a few things that, you know, and again, I take that. I tell our coaches, you know, if we're seeing it on film, we're doing it in practice. But again, also, we've went to a different defense and offense, and they're coming on. You know, that's been our biggest test so far this year, and a team at, you know, senior laden that did a lot of stuff. So we're going to learn from that, and I think that's going to pay dividends down the road. But, you know, we want to see our fans out there, and, you know, so far you've been behind us the first two games and saw two great football games, and, you know, we hope to see you out Friday night.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining us, and best of luck you had to Grundy on Friday.
Thank you, Gary.
That's going to do it for this edition of the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Be sure to turn out Friday night. It's Grundy County. It's round one of region action, and we want you there. Until then, for 15104 Sports, I'm Gary Clark. See you at the game.